Hey, what's going on everybody? BDF 44 coming at you in another video. Alright, so I'm gonna make a therapy session as I always do, because I woke up in the morning 5:45, and you know how I do. If you watch me enough, you know how that goes. But I just saw a meme on some troll accounts page, and this is the thing, so the post that I saw was Deion Sanders is going to be interviewing for either the Colorado job or another position. I'm not reporting it. Sorry, I just don't remember what the other position was. This is not me reporting it. This is me trying to remember what it is that prompted me to speak. But nevertheless, that's what was read there. And in the comments section, someone said, it was not quoted, but I'm paraphrasing, said it's gonna be funny when he leaves these HBCUs and goes to a all-white school that pays more. Then we'll see what's up with all that pro-black stuff. And I was looking at the comments and all that, and that comment didn't really faze me at all. Where my mind went was, let me see if this is a troll account or a real account, because it had a black person's picture attached to it. So I'm like, let me see if this person's actually black. Let me see if this is like a shill account, more or less, because I follow the stocks and everything. So my mind is trained to check and see if an account is real as soon as I see something that may be controversial or anything that just may prompt my mind to say, yo, that looks funny. Let me see if this person's actually who they are. So I checked, and they had a follow account, like a celebrity where you could like click the left of their name and follow them. So that was an option that they had to their account. And what I saw was a bunch of posts, but a lot of troll stuff. And in his post was a different meme that really is what actually prompted me to speak. It wasn't any of that other stuff. I was just trying to tell you how it got here. By the way, Deion Sanders, in that situation, I don't share his opinion. I'm not even here to discuss his opinion. I'm literally here to push past that post and the comment. But here we are. So the meme that this person had posted, this same person who had made that comment on their page about a week and a half ago or so, I had scrolled all the way down and saw a meme that had a mannequin. It was actually two mannequins, I believe it was. But the whole situation was troll energy, anti-democrat energy, anti all things mainstream, liberal, stereotypical stuff. And what they were trying to present to us was anti-LBGTQ, anti-pro-black combined. It was very anti-democratic stuff. But I'm having you listen to me say this and describe this because of what it is that I saw. It was flags behind mannequins, two mannequins. One mannequin was a Caucasian male that was pregnant next to a black mannequin that was his husband. And it had a controversial t-shirt on it. All the flags behind it were pro-black. You had the African flag, and then it said something along the lines of, on the flag itself, the writings, proud race traitor. Hear me now. And then next to that flag behind it was another flag that said Black Lives Matter. Another flag above it was some other flag that was representing something pro-black, and another flag. And then the black dude, I don't remember exactly what his shirt had on, but it was all very, very eerie, disturbing stuff as it pertains to, if you're a part of either of those communities, you should be offended. But as I looked in the comments section, of that post, I saw people of different colors. And when I say different colors, everybody was there. Everybody was there. And they all had the same opinion that was bullcrap. That the overall agenda itself was forced. And it took me back to a point that I've been awakening to, which is even if something is beneficial to you, it can still be manipulated against you. And as I look at all the various things that have been shown to me, I realize, this is what Kanye was trying to show us when he put on the White Lives Matter shirt. He was trying to speak to these people's opinion. He was appealing to that market. He was trying to introduce their point of view to all of us, to say what it is that they're on. Now, I can't say that I can follow them because my point of view is this from where I'm in the room. Pro-black is not something to make fun of or satire or dilute. What they're saying is it has been diluted and it's a damn joke to them. Not to say that pro-blackness or pro-black things are in their most natural state something to be satired, but the way that it has been manipulated by the people they're saying it's been manipulated by, which in their case, in their minds, would be the liberal democratic political party. This is the way they want people to be, is essentially what they're saying. Like, this is the world you must adhere to. Pro-black, pro-LGBTQ, anti, whatever the case may be, all these different ideals that are attached to what it is, you have to be this type of person. And in their minds, that's absolutely wacky. They're like, that's crazy. How you going to be all these various things? And it's like, in the world that the people who are here are trying to create, they're trying to make it so that you can accept the various different things that may be extreme in some ways while still silencing other things that may kind of go against those extreme points of views. And that is what these people appear to be trying to communicate to the rest of us. It's like, the stuff that y'all celebrate, you have entities that have perverted those things and ran those things into the mud like Black Lives Matter was. Yeah, it started off real respectful, but what it was taken by people who were opportunists, and they're a damn joke, and y'all still in the dark about it because you were too blind to see it, based on the fact that you either benefit or are part of these groups. So as I sit here and look at them making fun of the black movement, and I sit there and look at them making fun of the LGBTQ movement, for which I'm not a part of, I'm split as I look there and I realize my mind has been controlled in such a way to say I'm supposed to be offended no matter what the context is as I see these things being pictured this way. And then I realized the whole point of view is that is what they realize. It's like they're making fun of the fact that we're controlled in that way, that we can't look at these images and see what it is that they're conveying without first being offended by what it is that we're seeing. And that helped me reiterate the same point that I've been saying. We have to get out from behind these curtains so that we can fully bring back and restore the respect to these images and to these points of views that we hold very true to us, that have been basically exploited by people who are kind of getting in here, more or less taking money for the situation and getting their political situations aligned based on what it is they think our virtues are and based on what it is they think matters to us. That's why you see so much emphasis on the LGBTQ community and the various other communities, but maybe not as much emphasis on your community. It's because you're not a part of that agenda, so to speak. It's because you're not on the forefront of all of our minds to say, this is the culture that we want you politically to show us when it's time for us to vote. At this point, it's black and it's LGBTQ. And in understanding that, I say the only way that we can restore the respect to our various communities is if we remove that notion that it has to be something that we can turn a blind eye to while we see our various, groups being exploited. We could turn a blind eye to it if they're catering to us or pandering to us or what have you. And it ain't limited to liberal side or any political side. The same goes for any political situation in any era. When you have the people, those in position who want to get in power are going to exploit the interests of the people to appeal to that voting interest. They're going to appeal to the people through those things that those people want. So we need to start training ourselves as the people to know that and to not be fooled by it and to not allow them to do this to the various things that matter as much to us as it does. Identity is a big deal for people. People are getting slaughtered in the streets. I heard about the guys in the club, individuals lost their lives. Rest in peace to everybody who did when that mass shooter went in there. You know what I'm saying? People losing their lives right now. And you know what the first thing that came to my mind was? I really hope those people weren't a part of something bigger. Something political that they were sacrificed in losing their lives to see take place so that this type of thing can further go down. If you watch enough of my therapy sessions, you know how I find parallels in a lot of things. Evil never changes its playbook is one of my favorite things to say. This is a parallel for something else. And I tell you the truth, we just need to keep identifying these things. And understanding that we can overcome evil, because even though we may be blinded by the specifics of what it is that's put in front of us, the playbook always remains the same across the board when you're dealing with just simple antagonists that we have to face as human beings. It's always going to be something that tries to make us see what it is that we love as a means of doing something it wants us to do. Period. That is the formula. And when you see it, we got to overcome it. I don't care in what form it's in. Especially if it's something that appeals to you. Especially if it's something that is patronizing to your heart. You must, for the betterment of tomorrow, for the betterment of everybody else right now, you have got to see the fruit in saying no. Just because I benefit from this does not mean you can exploit it and exploit me. I do not feel safe when you sit up and tell everybody else, see, they're more special than you. I do not feel like that makes a good environment for my child. I do not think that telling people everybody who said the N-word is a KKK and they all need to be sent to the same place as Hitler. I don't believe that I am in a better world for that. When people get punished 37 times worse for doing something to me than they do for doing something for my friend over there who doesn't look like me. That's wrong, man. That's wrong. And if I benefit from that and I continue that, it's just going to hit my doorstep when my child grows up and is a part of a different group that I'm not a part of right now. We got to see that, man. And for those of us who don't have kids, I don't have kids. That doesn't stop me from considering these things. I was told it takes a village to raise a child. So what I understand is I'm always a part of a village. There's always a child in the midst. So you got to do something to make their life better tomorrow. It's your job today. And if you don't know that, then you're part of the problem. Now, how you go about doing that may be better than mine, but this is how I know how to do it, man. I'm going to point this stuff out. I believe that everything that says pro-black, pro-this, pro-that is something to respect because we've been through enough. But if it's being exploited, I need to be able to see the difference. You could smile in my face and still have a finger pointed at me in a different way. And if I'm not paying attention to that finger, I may confuse that smile for love. But I am not confused. Now, I can't say I'm rolling with the people who say all of those things in that meme, because quite honestly, I don't think we're in a space where we can effectively convey your truth without offending a lot of people and turning ears off. I had to reach a space of mind in order for me to receive their truth without being offended. But their truth was important. Not to say that I think the liberals are after me or whatever. I don't go as far as to say I know. Just pay attention to what I see. That's all I can say I do. But what I'm certain of is that the formula they're referring to, that's a real thing. The fact that they see it clear and it's on the forefront of their mind, however, wherever you place it in your mind, make sure you know it should be there. People will exploit your stuff, man. They will take what means and matters to you, and they will slap it next to the next political candidate. And you will go toward that thing because that political candidate is attached to it. You'll go toward that candidate because that thing is attached to it. And what we need to do is understand that candidate may not be the right person for us, man. Just because he has our group attached to him, he say, yo, that's what we rolling with, it's us. Nah. Maybe he has his hands in a few other things that ain't us at all. And maybe that's the point. In fact, that is definitely the point in some cases. And that's what those guys are talking about when they show us that meme. They're sick of the world turning into what it is that they believe those in power want us to become. Trying to force us more or less into opinions that allow us to see the world in that way and only that way. That's what they're trying to prevent. You know, and how they view it and how disrespectful they may be toward those specific groups, I can't follow that. That's not my space. How they view that within their individual mindset or in those groups, that's not what I took from what they were doing. I walked away after that. But that they understood something that I've been trying to kind of hint around at over the last several weeks as I watched these various things unfold right before us. And I'm just saying, yo, this is parallel to that. This adds up to that. This is just another division of that nonsense that would otherwise silence people and force people into being something that maybe they don't want to be, or forcing them into positions where they have to adhere to positions that maybe only a few groups take and the rest of us may have questions about. But if you don't adhere to it, you lose your job if you have a voice to the people. If you don't speak on this in a positive way, or look at this as if it's the worst thing that ever happened in the world because it happened to them, then you're obviously just wrong, and we need to reprimand you. And of course, if I'm part of them, I'm like, yeah. If I'm low frequency or if I'm not learning from what we're talking about here, I'm like, yeah, get them. They talked about my group. The hell with y'all. Y'all, we gonna stand for me. Not knowing that you're pushing everybody down, because the same me you are, they gonna do that to you tomorrow over somebody else's group. You're gonna be the same one they apply that thing to, and you're gonna remember that you agreed to that. And you're gonna feel like a hypocrite because of it too, not knowing that it wasn't nothing wrong with that. It was just how you apply it and who's applying it and what their intentions are when doing so. The method itself, nothing wrong with it. Being pro-black, nothing wrong with it. Being your identity, whatever it may be, and standing proud, nothing wrong with it. But when you turn a blind eye as to how it could be manipulated, then you become a part of the problem. My name is BDF 44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.